Welcome back. As you can see, we are exactly where we left off. So, I want to do something different this time. We've only completed one mission, but you can see right here, we show up on the leaderboard. We're at rank 50. He is a newcomer to the competition, but fans see a bright future for this future contender. Always at the bottom, he pilots the standard AC with no upgrades to speak of. And you can pick which stage you fight on. I'm personally a big fan of this one. For the way that I have my mech built personally. This stage seems to serve me well. And you're going to learn one of the big advantages that quad legs have if you're a chain gunner like myself. Alright, so the chain gun, as you can see, it's like a bigger, more powerful kind of like a Gatling gun of sorts, right? And it's automatic and it does a lot of damage. It's very, very cool. And the thing is, with bipedal mechs, your machine takes a knee to brace for the power of that gun. But if you have the tank legs or the quad legs, you could just fucking go ham. Good at high-speed battles, his AC is equipped with a large missile battery. So we're gonna fight Luke next. I think we're gonna see how far we can get in the arena before we go to mission 2. The arena is such a cool addition too. I kind of hope that they bring something similar back for Armored Core 6. We'll have to see. One thing that my AC could absolutely do with would be a better FCS. See, we ran out of chain gun ammo, so now it's back to the main gun. But yeah, this whole short and narrow, the whole short and narrow thing, just that ain't it, Chief. I like FCSs that lock on faster. I'm not a big missile user, so I don't do too much with, like, you know, the multi-lock stuff. That's not something I find quite as important. Special parts obtained. So let's actually go to the shop. We'll go ahead and buy that, and we'll sell the piece of doo-doo that is currently in our mech. So we'll go ahead at our assembly. We don't have optional parts. No, we don't want to test. I'm flopping around too much here. So what was that, a generator? It was a generator. This is actually a pretty good generator too. If I'm not mistaken, this generator is like great for like long-term kind of boosting or whatever. I don't know. It's not a generator that fits into my scheme, so I'll sell it. And back to the arena with us. He has shown that he can defeat the weaker pilots, but he knows that he still has a very long way to go. But Bob is not done yet. Piloting his light, well-armored AC, he is expected to move through the ranks quickly. Until Bob showed up with his AC Billy and absolutely ruined this guy's dreams of becoming successful in the arena by defeating him. Given that this is a PlayStation 1 game, it's is absolutely worth mentioning that the leaderboards don't change outside of what you're doing. I don't think he really fired that many shots at all. Damn shame that. Oh well. We still need a few other parts for our AC to be in a good spot, I would say. But it's serviceable right now. It is certainly serviceable as it sits. But you know, I've got my eyes on some better equipment. So let's look at Thorn. Believing that luck is controllable, he could be right. He has not lost in a long while. Let's change that right now. Now, one thing I will say, because, you know, mobility is a big part of these kind of games, obviously. One thing I will say, absolutely, is something that the bipedal mechs can do, is that, like, sideways skate boosting, I call it, where, like, they kind of slide. This guy's got a pretty lightweight setup, though, so his little guy's running. But yeah, your horizontal mobility in a bipedal AC is really not as bad as some people might think. It's, in my case, the you know, the horizontal movement is fine with bipedals. It's just simply the chain gun behavior. Oh jeez. There's another fool taken down on the arena. And, like, there's kind of a lot of information on screen, especially for this being a PlayStation 1 game, you know? This is very much ahead of its time. Piloting a well-armored AC, he is expected to make progress with his practical choice. He's got the same machine gun we got. Hell yeah. Smart guy. It's a good machine gun. Now, you could also go with, like, the machine gun arms, like those quad barrel machine gun arms. Those are going to eliminate your ability to take advantage of any kind of arm weapons, because the arms are the weapons in that scenario. Well, where did you go? The reverse joints also have the same horizontal mobility capabilities as a regular bipedal. But like you can see there, HP undermine, and you can see how when it's consistently landing, the chain gun just chews them apart. And also because of the limitations of the camera controls being terrible, because they didn't have a whole lot to work with. This is like, I believe this is pre-joysticks. So, and if anyone who's played old PlayStation FromSoft games knows that they control like doo-doo. You're fighting the controller like more than you're fighting the camera in Bloodborne. Against very certain bosses. You know which ones I'm talking about. You know. The pilot is still learning his AC, thus he's ranked near the bottom of the ladder. But no, for a freaking PS1 era game, you know, this is like so ridiculously ahead of its time. And like I really hope that kind of exploring this game a little bit with you guys over the next few videos will really drive home what it means to me, like as a franchise, why I thought it was so cool as a kid. You know, like, because when I was little, you know, playing PlayStation games, the games that we had access to, right? I mean, there was like, I had Crash Bandicoot games. Those were awesome. Make no mistake, Crash Bandicoot's fucking great. The Crash Bandicoot games were great, and I loved them. But like, we also had Spyro and stuff. But like, you get the point I'm driving home is that you had a lot of like mascot, you know, anthropomorphic animal characters going on. You didn't really have quite as many like gritty games. I mean, yeah, there was Twisted Metal and that shit was awesome. But this is special. These mech battles were like the coolest fucking thing in the world at the time to a lot of us. You know, I mean, especially if you grew up watching Gundam, you know, in the late 90s and shit, Gundam Wing. Oh my god. That was like what me and Kyle would do. We'd hang out, we'd watch Gundam Wing, and then we'd play this. Literally this specific game. You know, we played specifically Armored Core Project Phantasma. He's chewing us. He's chewing us a little bit. He's got them quad arm cannons I was talking about. Where'd he go? Gotta chew him up a little bit. There it goes. There it goes. There it is. But like these mech battles are epic. And there's AC fights in the story, in the missions and stuff too. It's so cool because they come in and they talk shit, and then you have these like intense fights. You know, like, yeah, you're shooting a lot of tanks and MTs and stuff like that, but then you're fighting other mechs, and it's just like, ugh. And I'm pretty sure that, like, at least in Armored Core 5, I don't know if it extends all the way back to this one, assuming that they're in you know, a timeline together, the same general overall universe or whatever, like Gundam style, where most of it all takes place in the same universe, just wildly different times. Then I guess that this would be like a precursor to the events of Armored Core 5. He belongs to a group known as the Anti-Tank Committee. They have reached their goal. Okay. But yeah, he, like... So, I like to think that it's all a canon. It's all in the same universe, you know? Like, because, like, Armored Core... I think Project Phantasma or Master of Arena might have been when Human Plus was introduced. Or maybe that was Armored Core 2. I don't quite remember. But Human Plus was like a thing, and then, like, you know, you fast forward to Armored Core 4, and you've got these Nexts. You know, these Nexts are the folks piloting these insanely powerful, insanely high speed, insanely mobile ACs that are huge. They, like, the size comparison between the ACs here that you're seeing in this fight versus the ACs like an Armored Core 4 is not even a competition. Like, these ACs might be like waist high on a next AC from Armored Core 4. And I like to think that that was like a logical progression. And then Armored Core 5 shrinks it back down closer to this size, closer to this speed. You know, it's a lot grittier and slower. And I like to think that in the storyline, the overarching, you know, universal storyline, that kind of like when they hit the realm of Nexts, they flew too close to the sun, so to speak. And he controls a well-balanced AC. He has good mobility and a sniper rifle. But, like, I like to think that, you know, they flew too close to the sun, and these ACs were so powerful and so, like, difficult to, like, maintain and create. Like, just so resource intensive. Like, the resources necessary became very expensive and difficult to come by or whatever. And, like, so they had to dumb it back down with more primitive materials. And so, like, you know, I know a little bit about what's going to be going on in Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. And, like, in my own little headcanon, you can tie that into the overarching story of the whole universe. But anyway, back to what I was getting at. In Armored Core 5, the camera technology within the AC from the pilot's perspective gives you this third-person perspective. So, like, when you're, you know, you're in your AC, right, and you're piloting your AC, you're just, like, doing the thing, right? You're all and stuff, and you've got a screen in front of you, kind of like you do when you're on your computer. And what you see on your computer screen is what your dude sitting in the AC sees on that screen. So, like, your camera angle in game is literally part of the goddamn canon. Fucking... Oh, look at how much money we have made. Oh my lord. It's time for a new back weapon. And I think my selection may surprise you guys. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'd be willing to bet. How much can I sell my core for? 61 G's. Oh, if I sell my core, I can afford the core I actually want. What about the head that I actually want? I think... Which head was the one that I liked? I think it was this one. I think it was the red eye. So I'll have to sell my head. There it is. Go to the garage, hook it all up. Yeah, fuck. Yes! Oh my god. And look at the performance now. It is still okay. It's still only okay. You know what might make it better? How much money do I got? I got a little bit of money. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom of the arm weapon section. We'll buy that back. It breaks us. But it gives us a weapon to equip there. And we're still okay. But yeah, I'm gonna call that an episode. I'm having an absolute blast. I'm actually gonna save. I don't know, man. I'm gonna save. We did a lot of arena fights. I've already got a save going that I've been having an absolute blast with. But this game is it's a gem. It's a very special piece of my childhood. And, you know, I want to thank all of you for joining along on these journeys. You know. And like, let's go ahead and load my other save so we can compare the stats, right? My AC is cool. It looks like kind of the same actually. But it's cool. I have it set so everything's quieter. We're ranked 29 on the arena. Look at this AC. Basically the exact same. Just a different core. A very different core, actually. We don't have access to that core yet, actually. But that core is very cool. I really... My favorite thing about that core is actually the big central booster. And if I'm not mistaken, did we unlock new quads? Oh, Jesus. No, I didn't. No, I was Armored Core 1 that I unlocked the new quads in. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for joining me on this journey through my youth. Farewell.